Hey guys and welcome. Today we're going to take one last look at the Nintendo eShop on the Wii U before it shuts down on the 27th of March, this upcoming Monday. I've been looking forward to doing a video like this for a while, but I also watched a lot of those videos of what games to buy for the eShop before it shuts down, and while I honestly don't have any intention of getting any last minute 3DS and Wii U games because I pretty much have all that I want from both platforms, I thought it'd still be good to look around one last time, give it a nice send off. So without further ado, let's head in. The Nintendo eShop for the Wii U. I don't know about you, but I always had a lot of fun playing this game. I remember I used to get it perfect all the time, but not anymore. I'm pretty rusty because, well, yeah, it's been forever since I've last, played the Wii U, or even the 3DS for that matter. But anyway, let me adjust a little thing. Sorry about that, I had to exit for a second. I'm back and ready to go. Okay, now let's see if we can actually get this one on the first track. There we go. I love that little jingle. And I really do miss the OST for the eShops, because the Switch doesn't have any music, which to be honest, I wonder why. I've always liked that about the 3DS and the Wii U eShops. They had great music to go with them, especially this one right here. I don't know when this one was first added, because I know most of the OST has a date where they're first added, so I don't know if this one's been around for a while or is just recently added, but yeah. Alright, eShop. It definitely, the categories here, see how it's like they've got the four arranged here? I don't remember it being like that. I remember it being like this, but I remember these ones having a bit of being a bit bigger, like big rectangles instead of like horizontal rectangles, not vertical like rectangles, but it's like that. Sorry if I seem out of it. I'm also focusing on looking after 4 pets in the house, so excuse me for that. But anyway, looks good. Definitely feels familiar, but a little different as well. We've still got this section over here. I always liked this, because this is like, you got the NES, Super NES, Nintendo 64, Game Boy Advance, DS, Wii. Those are like the great, some of the big consoles of Nintendo's earlier days, missing the Game Boy and the GameCube though, which is a bit, unfortunate. I don't know why the GameCube can't be played on the Wii U, because I know it can be on the Wii. I think it's probably some tech thing that I don't know. But whatever the case, this is almost Nintendo's entire history on the Wii U, which I think is pretty cool. I always loved to buy the Virtual Console games. But yeah, they still feature Smash Bros. I can't remember a time where Smash Bros. Wasn't featured on the main page. Still got all this stuff featured on Switch. Of course, they have to add a Switch thing. Featured on 3DS. Yeah. I remember when I was on here without the Switch, when the Switch hadn't come out yet, and man, it's getting me nostalgic thinking about it. That seems like such a long time ago now. Anyway, let's see what they've got here. Nintendo Selects. Breath of the Wild and Splatoon are the 2 top runners at the top of the page. But yeah, these are the Nintendo Select titles. They still show 3DS titles on the Wii U, but I don't know if the inverse is true. I'll have to take a gander at that on the 3DS 3DS eShop, not Wii Shop, when I get a chance. Oh yeah, why did they do away with the star ratings on the Switch? You know, I kind of miss that, even though most of the games are above, 4 stars, as you can see. 4-star, either 4.5 or like 5. So, but overall, this is a pretty solid list of Nintendo Selects. Tomodachi Life. Can't wait for at least a sequel or a new game in that series, because I played Tomodachi Collection, which is in Japanese only, but I managed, and Tomodachi Life, which I thought was pretty cool. And there are a lot of reviews here, like, see, 172,000. NES Remix and Remix 2, I never really got around to, picking up those games, but they look pretty cool. I know the eShop is going to shut down, but personally, I'm not in any rush to get it because this is only one avenue of attaining these games being shut down. They're still available if you know where to look. Wink, wink. But anyway. Oh wait, we didn't check the news portion. Oh, this is just saying, you can't use these features on these dates. Can still add funds indirectly off device until March 27th, which is when it's gonna shut down. I may make a follow-up video on this of me attempting to go into the eShop, assuming they don't get rid of the icon. I don't know if it's gonna be like Miiverse, where they just shut it down and make it so the icon is still there, but make it inaccessible, or it's gonna be like the Nintendo TVI, I think, where they removed the icon completely, as well as any trace of it ever existing on the Wii U. But yeah, new releases. Let's check out. Oh yeah, I hear about Silver Falls a lot. It's definitely on a lot of those games to pick up before the eShop shuts down list. Yeah, most of these are usually lower than $20. This one's a bit of an exception. White inside its Umbra, which is, Wii U. They're trying to do that Kirby thing, starting with Return to Dreamland, of course. Although could have done it before, I don't exactly remember. Oh yeah, I never knew this until recently, but there are TurboGrafx 16 games on the Wii U. I never knew that. Man, the eShop feels so much better with music on it. Like, it's just so much more fun and energizing, I guess. Fun on a budget. I remember this option being here. I'm pretty sure it's for the cheaper games. Yeah. Or it's games on sale, of course. Oh, I remember these. The panorama views. I like the Miiverse posts on those. But oh yeah, I bought a lot of GBA, DS, and N64 and Wii games. So yeah, that's what we got. I have Zero Mission, great game. I recommend it. Both Golden Sun games are awesome. Definitely awesome. Especially if you want a slightly shorter RPG experience for the first game, but the second game is it's about the average length for a JRPG. Minish Cap, to be honest, I haven't really got into Zelda all that much. I've played Twilight Princess as well as Skyward Sword. Have I actually finished any of them? Yes, I finished Ocarina of Time. That game was great. Definitely see why it's considered one of the best. But yeah, Metroid Fusion. I thought we would never see a sequel to that game, but here we are with Metroid Dread. Both Fire Emblems are here that were actually released outside of Japan. Binding Blade isn't here, unfortunately. Super Mario Advance 4, one of the best 2D Mario platformers. Wario Land 4, I really wanted to play that game, but I never really got around to it. Same with Tactics Advance, Final Fantasy. But from what I've seen of both, they are pretty good. Nightmare in Dreamlands, love that game. I've never finished a Mario and Luigi game, unfortunately. They're good games, but I never really finished them. Kirby Amazing Mirror is good. Drill Dozer is the one with Jill, who, if you were around from the Brawl days, I believe, yeah, Jill was in that as an assist trophy, so pretty cool. I've never actually played the first Pokemon Mystery Dungeon, only the second one, Explorers of Sky. Yeah, the Mario Advance games in general, I like pretty much. Advance Wars, I bought the first game. It's a good game, but it's just not for me, I don't think. The F-Zero, probably should have got that, even though people say the reviews aren't exactly flattering, to say the least. You can never go wrong with Castlevania. This game I would also look into, but nah. Game & Watch Gallery 4. They should make another Game & Watch Gallery, because it was pretty fun. Mario Party Advance, Mario Golf Advance Tour. People don't like a lot of the Mario Advance spin-offs. I think they're okay. But Pinball Land I enjoyed, despite one aspect of it. Castlevania, again, can't go wrong. I didn't know there was Harvest Moon on the GBA. Good to know. This also, if you played Brawl, that moving thing as an assist trophy that's in this picture right here, that was an assist trophy. It comes from this game, Kururin. Onimusha Tactics. I've never heard of that, honestly. Mega Man, there's a lot of Mega Man. Rayman, Namco. Basically, Mega Man Zero, one of the best platformers ever, all four of them, in my honest opinion. I never got into the Battle Network games. I finished the first game, got a bit through the second, I was like, I don't know if this is exactly for me, you know? So, yeah. I should have got the Street Fighter. I got the original Street Fighter 2, and I enjoyed it. But yeah, lots of good games on Virtual Console. I'm gonna try to keep the Virtual Console to a minimum because obviously these games are not gone forever. They're, well, if you want them officially on a Nintendo console, they are gone. If you don't want to pay for the Nintendo Online for the Switch, they are gonna be gone. So I'm just gonna go through a bit of the highlights. So let's move along a bit more. Let's check the 21 N64 games. I'm pretty sure there was more than that. Donkey Kong 64, mixed opinions, but I really enjoyed it. Ocarina of Time, awesome game. Sorry if you hear my dog eating down there. My dog loves to rummage through, well, one of my dogs loves to rummage through that dog bowl. Paper Mario, great game. Mario Kart 64 on a discount. Ogre Battle, never heard of that. Crystal Shards, Sin and Punishment is a good game. It has Saki Amamiya, I think his name is. He was in Brawl and Smash 4 as an assist trophy, in case you're a Smash Bros. Fan of those two games and want to check out where he comes from. That's the game. Pokemon Snap I enjoyed, didn't get it. I have it on the Wii Virtual Console, but not the Wii U. Star Fox 64, Mario 64, Mario Party 2, some of the best games on the N64. I knew Harvest Moon 64 was here, I didn't know about the Game Boy games, though. Game Boy Advance, I mean. Yoshi's Story, another game that I don't think is bad, but I just couldn't get into it. Bomberman 64, I've heard good things about that one. F-Zero X is great, we need a new F-Zero game. Mario Tennis, Mario Golf, those are the first of the series, and quite possibly the best, excepting the GameCube versions of those games. Wave Race 64, I remember having that on the original N64. 1080 degree snowboarding, I haven't really played it that much. And Excite Bike 64, I've played a little bit. I remember it having a track maker, but yeah, oh boy. Now the dogs are all excited and they're running around. Sorry about that. Spirit Tracks, Phantom Hourglass, Zelda games you don't really hear all that much about, but I'm pretty sure they're decent games. Partners in Time. I don't like how this game has got shafted by, like, almost everybody. Alpha Dream didn't remake this game. People on the internet hardly ever talk about Partners in Time, despite it being one of my favorite of the series, even though, again, I've never finished it. I know what the ending's like, because I've watched it, but I've never physically finished it, as in I finished it by playing through it. Shadow Dragon, you'll hear mixed things about. I like it, because when it comes to Fire Emblem, I put the gameplay above the, the story and that kind of thing. The story's nice, too, but when I play Fire Emblem, I'm looking for the tactical experience part of it. Explorers of Sky. I know roguelike isn't for everyone, but this is quite possibly one of the best games I have ever played, both in story and gameplay. Surprisingly enough, I didn't think I'd like roguelikes at first, but, you never know till you try, I guess. Mario 64 DS, this is a good game. Even if some people might not say it's not as good as the original game, it's still a pretty good game in its own right. Same with Metroid Prime Hunters, it's mostly a multiplayer Metroid Prime experience, but it's not bad at all. I quite enjoyed it. New Super Mario Bros. Squeak Squad, solid platformers. I've always wanted to check out the Pokemon Ranger games. Should put that on the back burner. Animal Crossing, I've never played an Animal Crossing in my life. And I haven't even watched any, playthroughs of it either, so I'm practically as blind can be on that series. Again, Advance Wars, I didn't know they had Dual Strike. Do they have Dark Conflict or Days of Ruin? I forget. Mario Kart DS, one of the best Mario Karts. These were two gimmicky Kirby games, but they're still good. Yoshi's Island DS, I played through it a bit. People really don't seem to like that one, but I never really had significant feelings of hatred towards it, but it was more like apathy, I guess. It was, I don't know. I wouldn't say I hated it, but I didn't enjoy it either. WarioWare Touched, I honestly have never played a WarioWare game in my life. I've played Rhythm Heaven, and that's a bit similar, so it might be worth checking out. Star Fox Command, people really hate this one, but I quite like this game. Even though I acknowledge all of its flaws, but I still had a good time with it. I've never played the first Mystery Dungeon. I don't know why the red rescue team is on the GBA, but blue is on the DS. I wonder why they did that. Mario Hoops 3-on-3, one of the best Mario spin-offs. I've never really touched Mario vs. Donkey Kong at all, except for that one on the Wii U with the amiibo, but, A Mario Party DS I quite like, too. Mario Master of Disguise is good, even though, at least from what I've heard about it. Picross 3, honestly, I couldn't tell you. Brain Age, I only know it from, the Smash Bros. Songs. Jungle Climber Touch and Go, I don't know much about it. Big Brain Academy. This is the original DS version. There's a version for the Wii, too. And they actually recently came out with one on the Switch. By recently, I mean like a pretty long time ago. But yeah. Style Savvy. Never really... again, one that I only know from Smash Bros. The songs in it. Anyway, Wii games, which they added here because a lot of the Wii games, are obscure. You can't exactly get them in print for cheap anymore. Never really got into Resident Evil, but I've heard great things about Resident Evil 4. I don't know if the Wii version is a good port or not, so I couldn't give you any insight onto that. Zack and Wiki, I've heard some good things about this, some bad things. Seems to be very mixed. Metroid Prime Trilogy, one of the best trilogies ever. Each game, I think, is really good, but The first game is the one that I enjoyed the most, like by far of the bunch. Pikmin 2, I thought I wasn't gonna like at first because of the whole cave thing, but I actually ended up really loving the caves. Great thing. I didn't buy this because I already had Galaxy 2. Pikmin. Yep, same thing as Pikmin 2 on the Wii. It's the new Play Control version, so they have some extra features. Rhythm Heaven Fever didn't get because, again, I already have Rhythm Heaven Fever, great game. Pandora's Tower, part of Operation Rainfall with the last story and Xenoblade Chronicles. Good for RPG fans, I guess. I don't know too much about it. Super Paper Mario I already have. Great game. Even if people like the first two Paper Mario games better, I still think Super Paper Mario is a great game in its own right. And it's my favorite of the Paper Mario series. Other M. Rare to see a game below that the 5-star isn't filled out, and for good reason. Other M isn't, if you're here for the gameplay, I think you'll have a passable experience, but if you're here for the story, then I'd recommend not picking it up. Punch-Out for the Wii I already have. It's a great game. Although there's one thing towards the end that, you know, kind of messed me up. Essentially, there's a thing in the story where if you reach a definitive conclusion to the story, there's a cutscene you can miss, and that cutscene will forever be locked on that file, and that happened to me. It's not fun. I haven't played the second Sin and Punishment, but I've seen some things about it, and it looks pretty good. Wario Land Shake It is a great game. Super Mario Galaxy. It's pretty self-explanatory, I think. A great Mario platformer worthy of your time. Donkey Kong Country Returns is another great platformer for the 2D fans out there. Kirby's Epic Yarn. Might be a little easy, but it's good for a cozy experience. WarioWare Smooth Moves, I assume that's another micro game, but I haven't really played it. Mario Super Sluggers, which unfortunately never came out in Europe, but yeah, it's a pretty good game. I just hope if they come out with a sequel, it doesn't do that thing that Mario Strikers Battle League did, which is where you start off with not a lot of content, but it adds over time. I'd rather just have the full package in front of me. That's kind of why, although I like the booster course pack for Mario Kart 8, I was like, I have to wait 2 years for this whole thing to finish? I don't know, to me I've always just liked, you know, having the whole thing available from the get-go, but I assume it's not too bad if you want to improve the game beyond it, though I would rather you not have... Sorry, it's okay to improve the game beyond, it coming out with updates and whatnot, but I'd rather have all the content on the plate for me, but that's just me personally. Pokepark Wii, I've played Pokepark 2, but not the first one, but I've heard good things about the first one, so I would check it out. Trauma Team, I think this is that game where you, basically perform surgery on hospital patients, so pretty interesting, I think, with that. I've heard good things about it. Jungle Beat, this uses the bongos, right? I've heard the GameCube version does, at least the Wii doesn't, so. The Mario Sports Mix, great game. Should bring back those Ninja, White Mage, and Black Mage in future Mario spin-offs. I'd enjoy that. Skyward Sword, decent game. And Strikers Charged, the best Mario Strikers game. Definitely look for that. Lost in Shadow, I honestly haven't heard of that one. Xenoblade Chronicles. The first game is my favorite game of all time, most likely. And that's this specific version on the Wii U. I remember first picking it up, and I was just blown away by, like... I know it looks outdated nowadays, but at the time it was pretty groundbreaking, I'd say. Kirby's Return to Dreamland, also one of my favorite games of all time. Amazing platformer. Excitebots, I don't think that has any relation to Excitebike, it might. I don't remember. But Rayman Raving Rabbids, I already had that on the Wii. It's alright. I honestly can't remember much of my time with it. There are also good NES and Super NES games, which I'll scroll through just a little bit so you have an idea of what it's like. Feel free to pause at any moment to take a more in-depth look at these things, these games. As you can see from this, I've pretty much bought every Mega Man game on the Wii U. I bought the first 6 Mega Mans. Well, I might have missed 7, I think, now that I think about it. But I did get the first 3 X games, which were on the Wii U, and I did the whole Zero quadrilogy, which is honestly one of the best platformers of all time, in my opinion. And yeah, great lineup of games, honestly, here on the NES. I didn't really buy as much of the NES as I did with the other consoles, but there's fun to be had there. Mario RPG, I can't wait for another Mario RPG, that'd be great. Mario plus Rabbids could count, but I mean more like turn-based or action RPG, not the turn-based strategy stuff, you know. Anyway, here are some SNES games, just to take a gander at it. Harvest Moon was on the SNES? Well, I guess you learn something new every day. And I don't think they have any Story of Seasons games on here, do they? That's modern Harvest Moon after a localizer spat, as far as I know. So, a separate game series got the Harvest Moon label, and then the Harvest Moon, the series that had Harvest Moon at first became Story of Seasons. I don't know what was up with that. Kirby Dream Land 3 I had on the Wii, so I already have this game. So that's why I didn't buy it on the SNES. I had it with the Kirby Anniversary Collection, which I think was only available in Japan and the Americas. I don't know if it was in Europe, but again, you can probably see I'm also a big Castlevania fan. I bought all of them except for Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest. Pilot Wings, I've heard good things about. It's not too substantial, but it's pretty... I think it looks pretty graphically impressive for an SNES game. It used that thing with Star Fox that made it look, you know, more in depth like this. Looks, you know, kind of looks outdated nowadays, but at the time it was good, just like with Xenoblade. Xenoblade still looks good, and so does Pilot Wings. I just mean like, the art style still holds up, but I mean resolution-wise, personally. Yeah, Mega Man 7, I haven't picked up, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I got the Street Fighter games. Street Fighter 2 Turbo and the original Street Fighter 2 I've had, but nothing beyond those two. This is a pretty low rating with 5. I can't say I've heard that game. Natsume Championship Wrestling. What? This is the localizer behind Harvest Moon, aren't they? Or is that separate? I was gonna say, I was half expecting to open that up and see a Harvest Moon wrestling game, which would be pretty... that'd be, pretty wild. In any case, here are some eShop exclusives, which will be gone for good as soon as the eShop goes under, so... As you can see, a lot of these are cheap games. They aren't gonna keep you down for a while, but they're fun. A jackpot game? Oh my god. Super fast the fast racing Neo is it's kind of like modern F-Zero. Project Zero / Fatal Frame in the Americas. Project Zero is the name in Europe. Maiden of Black Water. If you played Smash Ultimate, you'll know Yuri is an assist trophy in that game. On the Wii U, it has a unique experience where you take pictures of the ghosts with the gamepad, which can't be replicated on any other console, so might as well pick that one up if you have the chance. Dr. Luigi doesn't have much in the way of content, but is great fun, at least for me. Pokemon Rumble U, again, might be repetitive for some people, but I finished it and I quite enjoyed it. The Panorama games are going bye-bye as soon as the eShop shuts down. And we're at the 30-minute mark. Excuse me if I take a little break. Alright, took a break. Water break, checked on the pets. Back into the eShop we go. Alright. Smash Bros. For Wii U, I know a lot of people say this game is obsolete now that Ultimate is out, but I still have fond memories towards this game. It's really good. Especially, at the time when, you know, Smash Ultimate wasn't a thing. This was, like, the biggest Smash Bros. People thought it would go, but then Ultimate came out, and it was like every single character came back, and that was pretty huge at the time. I know people might take it for granted nowadays, but Smash Ultimate, that's not something many games can do. So that's definitely one of a kind there. We took a look at new releases, right? So, yep. Mario Kart 8. I actually heard of a mod or something. I could be wrong. This could be just a rumor, but it's possible to mod the booster course packs into Mario Kart 8. I don't know if that's true or not, but it's rather interesting, I think. But yeah, Mario Kart 8. Although this game is also obsolete with the Deluxe coming out. But it's still good to pick up for, you know, just to see where the game that has now lasted almost 10 years, 1 decade a game supported for 1 decade, got its start at. Let's take a look at indie games. Wow, that's a lot. I've heard good things about Shantae. I've never really been interested in that whole thing, but I almost hear nothing but positive reviews about Shantae, so it's all good. Sports games. Just take a look at this. Of course, we got the Mario sports games. Yeah, I accidentally hit home instead of the next. Oh, Mario Kart Super Circuit. Some people say it's the worst Mario Kart game. That doesn't mean it's bad, and I don't think it's the worst. It's an amazing game, honestly, if you can get past the slippery physics, which takes some time to get used to, of course. Same thing with Super Mario Kart, but at the end of the day, they're still both really good games. Definitely solid entries with great tracks. Wii Fit U. To be honest, I really love the Wii Fit games, and I know I might be in the minority for saying that, but I love the game so much. I used to play Wii Fit Plus on the Wii a lot for hours, and Wii Fit U, although I've played less of it than Wii Fit Plus, it's still got some fun in it. That doesn't mean it's bad that I haven't played it, I just haven't played it as much Again, I was a kid when Wii Fit Plus was out, so I definitely had more in the free time department, but solid games all around. And another thing that not a lot of people will say is that they play Wii Fit Trainer in Smash Bros. I do. But, yeah, I just find Wii Fit fun to play in Smash. Even though Wii Fit isn't exactly what you would consider top tier in that game. How long has Minecraft for Wii U been supported? English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese, but no German or Italian? That's also something I've been noticing on these language things. Also Portuguese is here. Isn't that not supported on NTSC consoles? Because remember, the Wii U was region locked. So that means English, Spanish, and French were the only languages for the NTSC regions. While the PAL versions, which are the versions used in Europe, as well as Brazil and Argentina, I believe, they add Portuguese, German, and Italian. But I've noticed a lot of games with like Xenoblade Chronicles, I'm pretty sure that game is available in more than just English text, but I could be wrong. It's probably because it might be the Americas version, and their European version could have those extra languages. But yeah, I honestly don't know why it says only English for most of them. They show Super Paper Mario's render of Paper Mario on the RPG thing. Revenant Saga. Why does this game sound so familiar even though I can guarantee you I've never played it? 2017. Oh, it looks like one of those old school JRPGs, which looks pretty nice. We can't forget about Zelda Breath of the Wild. I've never actually played this game, but I have watched a walkthrough. See, English, Spanish, French. This one is the multiple languages. I wonder if they have the multiple dubs in this one. But, oh, are they adding this to every software description? Hold on one second. Alright, I'm back. My voice is getting tired, so I had to take a drink of water. But we're back. Breath of the Wild, I watched a playthrough of the Switch version. It's definitely a good game, I would say. It's definitely... I don't know if I could get into playing this, but I can definitely watch it and have a good time. Oh, I remember these appeals to and suited for polls. This is, I really like these polls because you really get a feel of, you know, what the community thinks about it. So I quite liked that, but I don't know why they have it here. Oh yeah, I have sufficient space. Because of that hard drive I have. Got a lot of space on it. But yeah, Breath of the Wild is a good game. Tears of the Kingdom is coming out too, so now's the perfect time to play Breath of the Wild. In case, you skipped out on it or didn't get into it when it first came out. Alright, let's see what Nintendo lists for games for kids. Color Splash, I know that had mixed reviews, I still think it's a good game. $60 seems a little expensive now though. Woolly Worlds is only $30? I'm surprised, that's a great game, honestly. I liked it more than Crafted World, to be honest. Splatoon and Pokken Tournament are good too, but I never really got into them. I was gonna check. Okay, good. All those games are games for kids because I was gonna check to see if they put Kirby 64 on that, and I can assure you that is not a game for the faint of heart. So, yeah, or Donkey Kong 64 for that matter. With that, I think we've looked at a good chunk of everything here. Might as well take some looks at the... Well, I'm pretty sure we've already seen all of these elsewhere. Zelda probably doesn't have as much, yeah, only 13, but these are all high quality games, so yeah. Even though I could never really get into the Zelda games, other than Ocarina of Time, I love that game. Hyrule Warriors I was interested in, but I never really got around to jumping right into that. Wind Waker HD is not on the Switch, so if you want Wind Waker HD, you better jump on that now, because it's only $20 now, and I don't know if they're going to bring it to the Switch anytime soon. Kirby, I don't think Kirby has many games on the Wii U. For more than Zelda. That's a bit surprising, but I suppose it's due to the Virtual Console. Kirby and the Rainbow Curse I have physically. It's a good game. Not exactly your standard Kirby fare, it's like Canvas Curse, but more modernized with various improvements. I enjoyed Rainbow Curse, but I hated Canvas Curse. Well, hated's a strong word. I just didn't really mesh with Canvas Curse all that well. Recommended for, I can't exactly... For me personally, I already have most of the games here. But, oh, Xenoblade X. I don't have this game, but I did watch a walkthrough of it. It's a good game. I can see why people wouldn't exactly like it compared to the other Xenoblade games, but I still think the game is worth your time. And it's definitely different amongst the Xenoblade games, but it's still a good experience nonetheless. Same with Mario Party 10. Even though most people really don't like modern Mario Party, I've always liked modern Mario Party. I still acknowledge that the older games are probably better, but I still have fun with the newer ones. Pikmin 3 is a great game. I don't know why that's still on my wish list, even though I already have the game. Same with Mario Kart 8 and Woolly Worlds, but oh well. Pikmin 3, great. Also, let me just check again for the language support. English, Spanish, French. Again. These are all the Americas variants of it. So Canadian French, Latin American Spanish, and American English, as opposed to British English, Castilian Spanish, and European French. Because again, region locked. Thankfully, the Switch, you can change the region so that you get access to the regional variants, but they stopped most of the regional variants between the English versions when the Switch came out. Because I remember a lot of the Wii U games had different translations for the English version, depending on if it was the NTSC or the PAL version. But I think the Spanish and French versions still have their fair share of differences on the Switch. But yeah. Let's take one look. Ooh, games on sale. Might as well take a look at that. Resident Evil Monster Hunter 3 is on the Wii U? Is this a main game or a spin-off? I think it's a main game, of course, because, you know, the title. It's just that this, you know, icon confuses me. Yeah, Monster Hunter looks cool, but I never really got around to playing that either. DuckTales I hear great things about. Shovel Knight, great indie games, although I don't have them on the Wii U. And I don't have them in general, I should say. But I've heard great things about them, and they definitely look like they have a lot of passion put into them, so definitely good. Shantae games are going on sale, huh? I believe these are the final sales for the Wii U eShop, so I'll as well get around to picking these up if you want. And let's take one more look through. And, well, we gotta see all first. There are about 500 items on this list, which I'm not going to scroll through all of them, but I'm just going to take a look at the first page. But let's go to eShop Home and hold on one quick second. Okay, we're back. Before we head out, I want to take one last look at this your menu thing, and shows your downloads, account activity. I'm not gonna show all of this because there could be some sensitive information in there, so that'd be bad if we took a look at that. But I've never gotten around to rating these games, so let's take a look. First, of course, let me scope things out, make sure it doesn't show credit card information or that good stuff. Okay, no, it's just this kind of thing. Battle Network, my satisfaction personally, I would put it at a 3, honestly. I think it appeals to gamers specifically because it's not exactly casual. Well, I would say it's more casual in sense of difficulty, but it's more obtuse than the standard, so at least I would say for the standard Nintendo consumer, as in most people just looking up to play a game, have some casual fun with it. It's definitely more obtuse than that, so I would put that as gamers, but as a casual experience. Mega Man Battle Network 2, just about the same thing, honestly. I never really found it as really difficult per se, just obtuse, if that makes sense. And 03 and 04, absolutely 5 stars. Gamers intense. This game is not easy. It's not easy in the slightest, but it's very fun and very satisfying once you finally get a handle on the Mega Man Zero games. Throughout all 4 games, it just felt like, since the games are like fundamentally the same, but they have some different aspects to them, it felt like a natural evolution of me going from each game to the next. I thought I was progressing as Zero was progressing in the story, and I just thought it was really cool. 04, also amazing game, but not for the faint of heart. But in any case, we have reviewed the final titles that I had to review, and that's about it. 48 minutes scouring the Wii U eShop for the final time. So, gonna exit after taking one last look at it, because this is probably gonna be the last look. I'll miss you, Wii U eShop. In advance, on the 27th of March, rest in peace. Whew, but yep, that will do it for today. Tomorrow you can expect a video of the 3DS eShop, taking one last look around it. So, I'll see you then. Hold on, I got distracted and didn't exactly finish my thoughts there. I'll see you then. Have a good day. I'll be looking at the 3DS eShop the same way as I did the Wii U, where we go through each of the individual categories. So, yeah, I'll see you then.